Hi everybody. Today I am going to be sharing with you my updated work planner, and I am pleased to say that I actually got my HB90 stuff set up. It is done. I was going to just film the process, and then I realized, you know what? No, I'm not going to, because I just need to get this finished. So I'm just going to show you this setup and talk a little bit about how I'm using the HB90 system to close out the year of 2022. So for those of you who don't know, HB90 is a system developed by Sarah Cannon. I have been using it in some form or another for, I want to say a year now, maybe. And then this past quarter three, I never got around to doing it. I had such a intense summer with health problems and personal life stuff that I just never got around to it. I really felt not having it laid out. So I wanted to get it done before the end of this year, especially since I am recognizing that I need to reprioritize some of my work things because my health, it's not getting better. I have genetic kidney disease and I'm heading into kidney failure. Like, it's getting worse, not better. So I can't expect that this hard time will pass and then I'll have all the energy. I need to be realistic with myself, not something I've always been very good at in the past. If you would like to check out my review of the HB90 system, I did a very in-depth review last year. I will link that video down below. But in the meantime, let's talk about it. So first and foremost, this is what I'm going to use. Now, last quarter, I said I was going to try doing things digitally, but I think the combination of not actually going through the whole process and having to pull my iPad out when normally it sits on like a one of those Mac Magic keyboards to like take it off to use it to write on, it's considering that I also really just dislike writing normally, like not lettering or doodling, but like actually writing on the iPad. I don't like that. I think that that was one of the things that kind of held me up. And it's little things like that that seem silly, but if you can recognize that they're a hang up for you, that might be something that can help you discern whether or not something you're using is actually going to be helpful or if you're doing it for the aesthetic. So I decided to go paper, and this is a binder. It's a 6-ring A5 size binder. I got it from Jumping Fox Design. The reason I got this particular binder is pretty easy to point out. I got rid of almost every single one of my 6-ring binders that I had, all of my A5 and my personal size ones. I got rid of them all before I moved. And I thought I had them. I didn't want to spend the money on like a nice, like leathery or vegan leathery or whatever one. I wanted something cheap that I could use because I didn't want to put a shit ton of money into it. I just wanted to get it done. And so this binder was pretty cheap. I want to say it was like $12. I think I got it on Amazon. It has some poppies on the front. It's like a heathery gray and it's got a strap. And it's not super fat. Like, it's just fat enough for what I put in here. On the inside of the binder, the front is just the front, and then the back has a pocket that I'm not really using at the moment. I don't remember where I got the dividers from. I dug them out of my stash, but I did just put a thin piece of washi tape on each one and write down the categories on each divider. Now, this planner is a mixture of the HB90 goals planner. I don't use the weekly and daily pages that Sarah creates. They're just not my style. So those particular pages, you can buy her planner quarterly, or you can buy the whole year in just the goals. And that's what I did because that's all I use from her system. I don't use the planner pages. So when you buy it, you can get it, you purchase either the Monday start or the Sunday start, but you can get both the A5 and the letter sized files. And I decided to print the A5 files, and I actually ordered some A5 paper with already had the holes punched in it off of Amazon to just make the printing process easier. I am not a very well-versed person in the art of ring and disc planning, so yeah. These are like some frosted dividers, and I just printed on photo paper my vision board that I did at the start of the year for my business. And also for all my regular goals. I didn't feel like making a new vision board because I am not really in a good place right now to really vision out my life. I'm going to just save that for the new year. So I just decided to go with what I already had since it applied pretty much to what I wanted. Now, again, I don't have all of the pages in here only because this is not a huge ring. I don't know what size this is, maybe an inch. So I can only fit so much. So I decided to keep it very minimal to what I actually use. Then we have all of like the actual goals pages. The one thing I haven't done yet is I want to go in the year and kind of work on an ideal week where this is sort of like just figuring out all the time I need for family, for sleep, for food, for whatever, and what hours do I have available for work for like the time block estimator that she does, but I have a second one that I want to use to put together an ideal week. I just haven't done that yet. But that wasn't like necessary. That'll come when I start really contemplating some of my priorities. And so we've got all the goal pages. We've got the goals. We'll talk about those in a minute. I have the project brainstorm pages and the future projects. I taped these 2 pages together because I don't need them, but I have the future projects parking lot. All of that is in the goals section. Then at the front here, we have the milestones. Now, I haven't decided if I'm going to, once we've gotten into the actual months, I haven't decided if I'm going to use these pages yet or not, because most of my monthly planning is in ClickUp. So the next time I print one of these, I may just cut the monthly calendar out altogether. I don't think I'm going to use it. And then we turn to the tasks with the task block system. And so I do have this on here, and it is on my goals list to make sure to my personal goals list to make sure to do this review every single week. So there's that. Now this is where it turns into the Moxie Life system. Now I'm not actually planning to use this page, but I do want the other side. These weekly actions though don't really apply. This is the actions page that I'm really working with. So I ordered the Moxie Life undated daily inserts. And that's the other piece of this that I'm using in here. And so I have my weekly little calendar page, which is one of my favorite things. And then I put in daily pages for each week. I didn't have all 7 daily pages in here because, again, I was trying to reduce the amount of paper. I'm only using 5 days anyway because I'm only working 5 days a week, again, to set boundaries. We have all of the weeks, and the weeks are dated. The goal planner is dated. Most of my weeks have 5 daily pages from the Moxie Life and then one of the dot grid pages on the other side. There is the monthly review spread that goes with the HB90 planner, and then it goes into the next month. Once we get through those months at the end of December, all of these yearly review pages are in here, and then we have like the what worked, what didn't work, and that's the end of it. Now I tried to put in some notes pages pulled from the Moxie Life inserts, but they didn't really fit, so whatever, I don't really need them. I can use my bullet journal if I have to, and I can always pull pages out if I need to. But that basically sums up the planner, and as you can see, I'm already using it. It already feels good to be back doing this. This is where I'm at today as I'm filming this. And if you're interested in a daily plan with me in this, let me know. But this is how I'm just keeping this open on my desk. Usually my desk has this guy open right here in front of me with my Moxie Life right behind it, open to my week with all my personal stuff, unless I'm painting or doing art or filming in this. This is where I do all of that. So, but when I'm just working at my computer, that's how things are sort of set up. And it feels so good to be back. The other 2 pieces of this system are my Kanban board and my ClickUp. The way I'm using them together is that my Kanban board lets me know what projects I want to work on in a week. My ClickUp, because of the way it's organized, I can see at a glance what stage any of those particular tasks or projects are at because I have it color-coded for the different statuses. So like, for example, the video I'm filming right now, it is currently the creating color because I'm creating it. As soon as I'm done filming this, I will change it to post-production, which means I have to edit it and do all those bits and pieces, right? Then it changes to scheduled, then it changes to published when those things happen. On my Kanban, all I've got up there is the video for whatever day this is going live. I don't remember. Whatever that day is, that post-it is currently in the center section of my Kanban board for the in progress. So I guess I should explain my Kanban really quickly. The top section is all of the tasks that I broke down in this system for all of the projects that I want to get done this quarter for each of my 3 goals. And then every week I sit down and I move whatever of those tasks I want to get done that week into the center section, which is the in progress section. And the very bottom section is the finished section. And the reason that this is so important for me is being able to see these things visually is very motivating for me. I have found when I stay on top of this system that in the past quarters that I have been successful with it, I have been almost exact in terms of the work that's up on that board versus the work that actually gets done. Now, it doesn't mean I always get everything finished, but I don't usually have anything to do that's not already up there. So that helps me stay prioritized. It helps me stay on target with the things I want to get done. My ClickUp is where I keep like the granular details of each particular like piece of something that I'm working on, whereas the Kanban board lets me know what my priorities are for the week. And then I use this every day to manage my shit. And it's a system that has worked well for me, and it is continuing to work well for me. So hell yeah. Let's talk really quick about my goals. I'm not going to go super deep into them. I'm not going to give you numbers or whatever, but I will let you know kind of my focuses. So in the past, my focus for my content goal, which is the goal on my kanban board that is pink, is to grow my numbers in terms of the number of subscribers, the number of patrons, the number of whatever, right? This particular quarter, I'm not really focused on that. I'm just focused on a certain income number to come from these things. And I did not shoot for a very high number, although one of Sarah's suggestions is to have a good, better, best. And that's what I've got. But that's kind of what it's at, because at the moment, I am so exhausted that really digging into ways to grow my channel is not high on my priority list. I want to just serve the people that are there. And if new people find me, then that's amazing, and meet my income goals that way. The second one is all art and creating work that's not like content work. And that is, again, I've pared it back quite a bit. It's basically got just one big project I'm working on for the holiday release, as well as a couple of other projects that I have committed to. So those are my green Post-it notes. And again, it's an income-based goal. And again, it's not set very outlandishly, because I'm trying to just be kind of peaceful this time around. And then my third goal is the one that's the most interesting to me, and it kind of overlaps with the creating work goal. And that is my blue Post-it notes. Those tend to be like the ones that are a little bit process-oriented rather than process-oriented rather than my big projects-oriented. This one is built to help me revitalize my creative process. And so what it really has to do with is making sure that I make time to either paint or sketch. It winds up being about 3 days a week, but I just have designated days. And if I can hit a certain percentage of those days, then I will feel good about it. I also keep on that same goal all of my HB90 related stuff, like doing the boot camp and setting up the kanban board and all of that shit. But the big point here is to just get back into my practice. This last summer, with as shitty as I've been feeling, I really fell off of my creative practice. And I think that's another reason I've been feeling so like mentally down, not just physically down. So that is my kind of my work quarterly update, my little planner, my little setup, my little goals. I just wanted to show you kind of where it's at. I have been super pounded with allergies, so I'm not exactly the most coherent right now. So if you have any questions, please let me know, because I may wind up coming back to this. But in the meantime, I will let you know at the end of the quarter if I was right, and by really focusing on getting this system back into place, that it helped. I can already feel it helping. I feel a lot more focused and a lot less overwhelmed just in the past couple of days. So I know it's early times. It's not really easy, but if I can maintain kind of that momentum, even with my grandmother's memorial service coming up, even with the holidays coming up, like that would be helpful. And I'm not talking about huge work momentum as much as just the momentum of feeling like I am in control of the work I'm doing, not that the work is controlling me. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if there's any planners or planning systems you'd like me to take a look at before the end of the year, I'm really trying to firm up my schedule for the last couple of months in terms of getting shit like in the mail, because we all know during the holidays, the mail service tends to slow down. So I want to make sure to get that done. So please leave me suggestions. I would love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, friends, peace.